Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Eileen Murphy, the head of sales for North America at Air Selfie. Thank you for joining us, Eileen.
Oh, thank you, Fred. Thank you very much for having Air Selfie on.
Well, you've got a brand new device on the market now, and you've got more to come, too. Tell us a little bit more about Air Selfie.
All right, so Air Selfie is actually two brothers out of Italy, Ido and Marco. They had a vision, I'm going to say back in roughly 2015, 2016, of wouldn't it be cool if you could launch a camera, have it fly, take a selfie, and then come back and not have to deal with sticking your arm out, having to use a selfie stick. So the first Air Selfie came out as just Air Selfie, and now we kind of refer to it as Air Selfie 1. That came out, and it was really more of a proof of concept. I mean, they sold it and it was okay. And actually, I'll give you a little bit of background, which is why I'm going to make myself more of a camera snob here. I was with Eastman Kodak for over 28 years and did nothing but digital cameras. So been around since the DC-40 until I left the company a couple of years ago. So I'm very familiar with like what you can do with cameras. And what I'm thrilled about what Air Selfie has done is the first one was good, but image quality not that great. Then in the summer of 2018, we introduced Air Selfie 2, now in anodized aluminum body, brushless motor blades, really smooth flying device. Had a little power bank you could order with it, much improved. Now here we are just about to roll into CES 2020, and we will be demonstrating at our booth at the Sands. I think our booth is 42370. The air picks that we are super excited about. Here we're talking a $99.95 device, and 3 years ago it was almost $300. A year ago it was $200. So here we are taking the technology up. We're bringing image quality up, and the beauty for the consumers, we're bringing the price point down.
Well, tell us about this new camera, the flying camera. You're avoiding the word drone, I think, but
passionately, because this is so to me, it's absolutely not a drone. It's a camera. You're using it to take a picture and truly a selfie. So think of it as a personal aerial camera where if I could do a commercial, the ideal commercial for a personal aerial camera is you're holding your iPhone. I happen to have an iPhone 10 in my hand. And boy, I want to take that selfie, but my arm only goes so far. And usually the person holding the camera is the one leaning in, and it just doesn't look like a natural photo. So now I take my iPhone 10 and I toss it in the air, and it hovers, it takes the picture, and it comes back. But in the real world, as soon as I throw my iPhone 10 in the air, it lands straight on the ground. Now we've got my Air Pix, little 2-ounce flying camera, and I can take it out of my pocket, call it pocket portable, turn it on. There's a blue LED light that'll come on next to the lens. And if I triple click the AirPix, so I'm not attached to my phone, I'm not attached to my app in any way, shape, or form, and I just triple click it, it activates in my hand. I toss it out, get my friends together. It flies out roughly about 8 feet. It hovers for about 13 seconds. I get my friends together. We're looking at the lens. We're smiling. We're laughing. It takes, depending on what you set it for, let's just say I tend to set mine at 3 pictures. It takes 3 pictures and then comes straight back at me, drops in my hand. I put it back in my pocket, and we keep on going.
Very cool. And as far as transferring those images, how simple is that?
So super simple. You can do it one of 2 ways. So like I just did this the other day, walking with some friends and our dogs. I've been showing the Air Pix off and on over the last few months to my friends. And I said, you guys, check this out. We nailed it. It's working perfect. And took the picture, came back to us, and my friends were like, well, I'm going to use my nickname, Murph, how are we going to know what the picture looks like? I said, no problem. Reached my pocket, took my iPhone out, turned my iPhone on, turned the app on. It synced with the AirPix via Wi-Fi. And the moment the app recognized the AirPix, I was able to go to Gallery, which is a button on the bottom of the app. And there were the photos. And I was able to actually take one of the photos right there in the middle of this big field and immediately share it to my friends' phones right there, boom, done. And before we were done with the walk, they had everything right then and there.
Very cool stuff. Now, tell us when people can actually get their hands on it.
we did an Indiegogo campaign this past summer. We had phenomenal response. So certainly this personal aerial camera is hitting a sweet spot. And God bless our backers. They were very patient because we had a couple of hiccups along the way with some manufacturing partners. But we've got manufacturing full blown right now, doing all the quality testing, and we started shipping to our Indiegogo backers. I want to say roughly about 7 to 10 days ago. And they're starting to trickle in because there is an AirPix Facebook page. There's a lot of chatter back and forth with people showing pictures of it arriving, all excited. So it's coming in. We have roughly about 18,000 backers that we're committed to ship product to. And then I'm head of sales for North America. I've got retailers like Adorama biting at the bit. We've certainly shown it to the big box retailers. And as we leave CES, we'll be able to start locking in retail placement for Q1 and Q2.
And as you were saying, this is remarkably small, fitting in the
Yes.
fitting in the palm of your hand, and launching and landing from your hand too, right?
Yeah, you can launch it from your hand. So now I'll refer to AirPix in app mode. So when you're using it, whether you're on your iPhone or your Android phone, you can launch it in manual mode, which means you could leave it on a table, you could leave it on a countertop, or you can leave it in your hand. And when you hit manual mode launch, it goes in the air by about a foot. And then at that point, you have a couple of modes to fly it in. One being kind of like a gyroscope, where you have a circle in the middle of your iPhone, and on the top part of your screen, you can visually see the image that the AirPix is capturing. And then with my thumb, as long as I keep my thumb on the circle, I can tilt the phone left, right, pull it towards me to bring it towards me, push my phone kind of down and away, and it has the AirPix go away. I can select still or video capture again right there from the app. And then for those that like joystick mode, I'm not a joystick user. I like having to just use my one hand. We do have a joystick mode so that you can be using both your left and your right thumb.
As far as the app is concerned, this will work on either Android or iOS?
Yes.
So you've got more coming. Tell us about that.
We do. So again, as I mentioned, that we showed 3 of these at CES last year, and we've progressed throughout 2019 so that as we roll into January 2020, we will have AirPix being demonstrated at our booth at CES. We will have AirPix Plus. So if you can think of AirPix's big brother, it'll be a little bit bigger, still pocket portable, still using the app or the ability to go manual. What I'm excited about is we're going back to the brushless motors that we had on the Air Selfie 2, which are really durable motors, but they're great because you really can't, not that you can get hurt. The AirPix blades are so soft in the sense that your finger gets in there. There's not a chance of making any flesh cut. But as you make bigger motors, the one thing I've never been a fan of with these drones is if your finger should get near some of those blades, it's not a pretty sight. The brushless motors and the way our platform is designed, our blades are enclosed, so you don't have that open blade spinning around on the edges. So AirPix Plus, we're excited, a little bit bigger. The other key feature on Pix Plus, not only being bigger, is it will have a tilting camera. So as you go to launch it, if you wanted to go a little bit higher and have it tilt down to get more of a zenith photo, you can capture that with the AirPix Plus. And then we have another one coming out that we actually, again, we referenced it at CES 2019, but now we'll have some working demos, which is the Air Duo. So think of it as a dual camera. So you'll have a fixed focused front, and then you'll have a zenith camera on the bottom. And then the one personally that I'm most excited about is Air Sky. So I'm talking to you today from just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and I live in a town that has the Charles River going through it. So I love to kayak. Our AirPix, previous Air Selfie 2 and AirPix Plus, not water resistant. What I'm excited about is Air Sky will give you the ability to, it's going to be a device that will be using HP 3D technology, and you will be able to fly it. And if it should land in the water or in a pool, it's actually water resistant, the way they've encased all the electronics. So really, really cool. So we'll have a much broader portfolio with price points ranging from just under 100 to roughly right around 250.
Terrific. For more info, where do we go?
Go to our website, airselfiecamera.com. And we are taking pre-orders. So if somebody is interested in the Air Pics, they can go to our website right now and order. As I said earlier in this conversation, that we are trying to get caught up with our Indiegogo backers, but we do certainly, we're excited when consumers see this and start to read about it. We think we've got a game changer here. As I said earlier, I worked for Eastman Kodak, and I remember when GoPro came out, and we thought, like, who wants a camera that doesn't have a screen that, back in the day, image quality wasn't that great. But you had this unique set of users that had this very specific niche that were out on surfboards, out on bikes, and they wanted to capture images. We see, there's over 100. What's the number we use? I think it's 100 million selfies taken every day. And if you just look at on any social media site, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, everyone's taking selfies. So we've now designed a camera to take the ultimate selfie. And what's great is, as I said here, you can either use it with your smartphone or not.
And there's a competition even between the political candidates, which one can get the most selfies from potential voters. So, cool stuff. Eileen Murphy, thank you for taking the time with us.
Oh, thank you so much, and have yourself a great holiday.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.